Hello everyone, Noctem0 here, and today I am doing a slightly different theory, but it still falls in line with the previous theory of the Joker is Rorschach, but don't worry, I'll only bring that up just a little bit. The Three Jokers is to me a weird and different idea that I just didn't understand at first. But the more I look at it and do my research on it, the more I realize it makes a lot of sense. I'm sure there were things that I'm bringing up that have been mentioned, but I will readdress them and continue them from here. Okay, so the best way I can start this off is that after watching The Killing Joke and hearing Gordon say he used to rob banks back then, it made me think, yeah, that is true. I mean, when the Joker started out, he really only robbed banks as the first supervillain like that. Really, he was the first supervillain. He robbed banks, and he was really just a slight trickster. He wasn't that heavily known, and the one other thing, though, is that he died at the end of that comic, but they changed it last minute to where he was jailed. Now, the DC Rebirth, since that happened, and I'm sure they can circle way back to that original first meeting. I mean, what if the original, like, the first meeting of the Joker, what if that was the real Joker, and that with this whole Universal Rebirth and the Flashpoint New 52 stuff, and with somebody manipulating the universes, what if the first Joker was the first true Joker, more or less, and he did die, but I don't know, maybe there was some kind of mix-up, or maybe someone altered it to where they jailed the second incarnation of the Joker. Now, I still firmly believe that the Joker is Rorschach, but I believe that the second incarnation is Rorschach. More violent, more psychotic, a more broken being. I mean, when you think about this whole resurrection theory, it's really a rebirth theory, because they are beating us over the head with the word rebirth. It can't just be a title. It has to be something more. I mean, everything's being called rebirth, and who knows, the Joker could have had a rebirth, or Rorschach had a rebirth as the Joker. I mean, who knows? Rorschach himself must have gotten through a few different lives, but no matter what happened, he always reverted back to his old self, but it might have been corrupted. It might have even been a much more twisted version of what we remember as Rorschach. Even the Joker says that he prefers his origin to be multiple choice. Now, third Joker. I had no earthly idea who he could possibly be, but I'm thinking that during the course of the creation of the New 52, this is a completely different Joker than the second incarnation. But I'm also thinking that this Joker has to be an entity of some kind, an embodiment of pure chaos that eventually manifests itself as what we know of as the Joker. That he's probably moved from body to body, kind of like M. Bison from Street Fighter. His consciousness going to another body and just continuing his work from there. Another thing I could think of is, and I'm going to horror movie territory with this, but I'm not adding this to the theory, but something to think about. But I remember watching the old Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and then they did Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and they were trying to say that an evil entity through Wes Craven or whatever became Freddy Krueger because that was what his favorite creature to portray, and that Wes Craven kept trying to trap this entity in each movie he was making. I'm not saying that's what that is, but I'm saying it's something similar to that, where this entity of some kind or whatever has been masquerading for years as some kind of agent of chaos, and when the Joker first appeared, I think it liked what it saw, but could use improvements. And I'm even thinking, what if Rorschach was being brought back to live a better life, but with hardly any memories of his old past, but this entity jumped in, took over, corrupted his mind, and took everything he knew as Rorschach and twisted it and made it into the second incarnation of the Joker. But I mean, if it's true, then I'm hoping, possibly, Rorschach does come back in his new body where it's still the Joker body, but instead he goes back as a more restored version of himself and resumes his identity of Rorschach. And he teams up with Batman, giving him all the information he needs to take down this entity. I mean, the fact that maybe it's kind of like Dexter, the book series, not the TV show. In the book series of Dexter, he was possessed by a demon called the Dark Passenger that would periodically possess him. I know. I'm glad they never used that in the TV show, because I like the more realistic take. But let's say for Rorschach's case, he had no choice but to succumb to this evil entity's will. But finally, when the New 52 happened, he couldn't, like, everything that happened in the old Joker, the second incarnation of the Joker, wasn't brought over. He just jumped to another body and just kept on going from there, taking, I guess, whatever thoughts he had with Rorschach and decided to just keep wreaking havoc, but even on a much more grander scale. I mean, I still think it would be cool if they teamed up and then they tried to take this entity down once and for all. I mean, I personally would think that'd be cool if Batman does team up with the Joker, and not the Joker. Well, technically, I mean, they have worked together in the past as well as fought each other. So who knows? The fact that Batman might find it uneasy to work with his arch enemy, but it's not his arch enemy anymore. It's actually someone who could probably greatly help him. Who knows? If Rorschach does turn out to be the Joker, but then he comes back as himself in this rebirth, we have a lot to look forward to. Maybe. I don't know. My theories have always been far-reaching, so I'm hoping you guys like this little bit into the whole three Jokers identity thing. I know I went a little bit out there, but I'm hoping you guys like this a bit. I even tried at my best to keep to my script, but really. Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I did my best on this one, and I'm hoping that you guys will keep checking out. And please check out my previous videos. Also, please check out the Couch Gurus and Outrage Bubba. They have some really great videos to show. Take care.